He's rolling right now.
Hey, we're here with Mayhem Miller and Ryan Parsons. We just got done doing the podcast.
Yes, we did.
That was fun. Was that the third one you've done? Is that the third
I don't know, yeah. Every time it gets more fun. I feel like I yell too much during the podcast. Everyone gets angry.
You're just like Joey Diaz. You gotta yell, let it out, and then come back to us.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I apologize. Don't get me wrong. I feel bad about it too. I'm sorry to make. And I'm like, I don't even realize I'm at your house screaming and yelling. Yeah. I like Joey Diaz.
It's all part of the Mayhem experience, and I accept it. No worries. Mayhem, I've known Mayhem since he was a skinny youngster. We hanging around with Mark Lehman. You know, that was
I miss Mark Lehman. That was back in the day, man.
Our boys all grown up.
You know what? I coach on The Ultimate Fighter. I coach just like Mark Lehman. Like I say the same words that he used to say. But he's way more monotone and like, I'm not monotone. What are you talking about? Like that. I have a different style, but I realized, damn, I went with him so long that I coach just like him now.
Yeah, he's a jiu-jitsu wizard, that guy.
He is.
He's an encyclopedia of jiu-jitsu information, man.
He'll just be getting blazed and watching tapes, man.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. He's got everything categorized and shit. You know, I've talked to him about his jiu-jitsu philosophy. Pretty organized about it, you know.
Yeah, he is.
He's got a system.
Yeah, he
was always an organized dude. It would shock me. He would have all his tapes all lined up. I'm like, man, I could never do that.
Yeah.
Like, he'd have his tapes lined up and know where in his tape library stuff was.
He's also a dude who didn't want to cut weight. He was like lazy and shit, so he would like battle dudes way bigger than him.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
didn't want to cut weight. Yeah, he had to be real technical. But he's just a smart dude. He's always been a smart dude. That's a weird world, isn't it? The world of the coach that's never been a fighter. You know, like,
that's my world.
Yeah, that's what I was.
It was so weird. He was so stressed to compete too. I remember he was so stressed. I was like shocked. He was like, I was like, even jiu-jitsu con. He would be so amped to coach.
He would perform, man. He'd perform.
Yeah, he did good. He had a good career of grappling. You know.
Yeah, Mark Lehman's a beast. But it is a weird world, right? Isn't it? Being a coach.
Yeah. What do you think?
Relying on these savages.
Talk about it, bro. Because
it's not so much because there's enough talented fighters around that guys can get that aspect of.
Mm-hmm. Stop. Is that your infinity? Yeah. You like those? Mayhem was waking up the neighbors and the cops came, so we had to double back. Now we're in a different location, far away from the fuzz. You know, shit gets hairy when you're hanging out with Mayhem. Shit gets hairy when you're hanging out with the star of Bully Beatdown, the current host of The Ultimate Fighter.
I'm not a host, bro. I'm a coach.
Coach.
But I guess you could say I was hosting it.
Well, yeah, I shouldn't say the host.
Yeah, but it is kind of,
they call it co-hosting, don't they? Co-coaching?
Really?
Yeah, I've read
one of the coaches of this season's Ultimate Fighter.
I've read co-host of The Ultimate Fighter, but I guess, coaching is a better way of putting it.
It's not a host. I'm not going, hey, welcome to this week's, but I kind of am, though. Gotta admit, I kind of got crazy with it.
Did you bring in Rafael Cordero?
Yeah, we brought him in.
Does everybody fight shoot the buck style? They have
shoot the box, man. You know, it's very nice. It's very nice.
You guys got a killer camp now, huh? This King's MMA camp.
And it's wicked, a kind of sister gym. So King's, Rafael's, then Mark Munoz's gym. So Vanderlei and Shogun do their camps there. Mayhem, Krzysztof Szynski, Mark Munoz, Jake Ellenberger's out of there.
Yeah, dude. What did you think about Ellenberger and Shields?
It made perfect sense to me. I felt like, like we trained the hell out of that kid, and he went in there and did his job.
Yeah, he
knew what was going to happen. He knew what Shields was going to try to do. So he did opposite.
Yeah, indeed. Well, thank you guys for coming on the podcast. It was a pleasure, as always. Thank you, Ryan, for participating. I was really worried you were going to try to sit this out. It was much more fun.
Right?
You on. You were awesome, man.
He's awesome.
We would have never had that fucking crocodile story if it wasn't for you.
And you just fed into his irrational fear of animals, because now he's never going to Florida.
Thank you, Mr. Miller.
And thank you, man, Joe Rogan.
And we're out with an axe. You know, today, maybe it'll help if you pick up bags of sand.
Damn, it's cold.
Eddie Bravo, on the podcast, we dropped some knowledge about weed. We had to cure up some haters.
Yeah.
We had talked about this. Unfortunately, Eddie's got some haters online, and people make some unfortunate statements, and one of those statements was made about him being a bad role model because he says that marijuana enhanced his life, and marijuana helped his jiu-jitsu, and marijuana helps his music and his creativity. And some jiu-jitsu guy who we both respect, an amazing jiu-jitsu guy, but unfortunately he's got a shitty idea about what weed is.
Yeah.
So
I used to be just like you, Comprito. I used to hate potheads. Then I was worse than you until I did some research and found out the truth. You can find out the truth too, Comprito. Just Buy some books. You can go to Barnes and Nobles and they have a whole section on weed, and it's not negative stuff. It's a whole section on weed.
But it's funny because when someone makes a big statement like that and makes a big deal out of you smoking weed and says you're an idiot, man, they do way more harm for the cause of anti-weed than they do good. You know, because in calling you an idiot, all it does is make them look silly and irrational. And then it gives you an opportunity to defend yourself. And then when you defend yourself, fucking facts start flying out, and information and emotional testimony where you're talking about and you're praising the positive effect. It's way more advertisement for weed. Every time someone steps up and says something shitty about weed, the backlash is way bigger now than it's ever been before.
The weed movement actually needs people like Comprito to call us idiots, because then we bring out the facts, and then, you know, the people that are on the fence about weed, you know, a good portion of them, when presented with the correct facts, they'll go, oh shit, they'll jump over. People way on the other side of the fence, we're never going to get those guys. Not right now. They're too caught in their ways. That's fine. I mean, I used to be there.
I totally understand what their feelings are about drugs fucking up your life and ruining and becoming a crutch. I know exactly what you're saying. You're absolutely right that for some people, some drugs can become a crutch. What marijuana is to me and what it is to Eddie is not. It's a spiritual thing. It's an entheogen. It's something that connects you to truth. It's something that connects you to a higher feeling of understanding, a higher sensitivity. And I refuse to accept the fact that that's bad for you. I think if used and harnessed correctly, it's most certainly good for you, and that if people learned about how good it is for you, it can enhance their life, including cops, man, including all these people that think it's bad and they think people should go to jail for it. It can enhance your life too, man. There's a lot of shit that people should go to jail for. You're right. There's a lot of drugs that are terrible for you. You're fucking right. There's a lot of drugs that if you sell them, you're a piece of shit and you should be removed from society. I agree with you. But pot's not one of them, man. You're throwing it in there for all the wrong reasons. And if you look at it correctly, you realize that this is something that makes people happy. And it's nature. And it's put here on Earth. People have had a symbiotic relationship with this plant for 10,000 fucking years.
And the only reason we keep talking about it is because we can get thrown in jail for it. Even though the state says it's legal, the feds, you know, the DEA, they think they could just come in and just ignore state law and just put people in jail. That's why I'm talking about it all the time. I'm trying to do my part in the legalization process.
To open people's eyes.
Once it's totally, completely legal and everyone's cool with it, and I'm not going to really talk about it no more. There's really no need.
Everyone's going to know. It'll be knowledge. It'll be something that's commonly understood instead of right now it's commonly misunderstood. That's the end of our Marijuana Pro program. 10thPlanetJJ.com, bitches. Represent. Shh.
We hadn't done the documentary.
I know, but isn't that funny that works that way? That someone sees a shirt and it's a dope shirt and like, this documentary is gonna fucking rule.
Yeah.
Just because they see the shirt.
But it's you. I mean, like, don't like undersell it. You're the first one, but you're being a regular human being when you say this. You go, you gotta get me one ASAP. Like, I want to wear it on Fear Factor. I want to wear it on the podcast. And so we rush it. We get it. A couple sent to you. A couple sent to like other people that we know that are important to us. And you wear it, and it fucking blows up. Like, literally blows up.
Well, that's nice that I can do that, but it's pretty easy. So what was going on?
I said when you partake.
When you partake?
Yes, it's a
devil's cabbage.
It's a massively different podcast.
Yeah, it's different, right?
Yeah, you like it's because it's
Well, it's also the only podcast, or one of the only ones that I know of, where they let you know that they're smoking weed. Kevin Smith does, too. He smokes weed through his whole podcast.
Does he really?
Dude, he's the biggest stoner I've ever met. He's constantly smoking weed. That's all he does now. He smokes weed all day. He's obsessed. It's fascinating. We had him on.
The first time I came in here, though, you guys were doing the volcano, and I did not partake at all.
Yeah.
But I still got high.
We got so lazy with that volcano. The volcano's too much work. It's just way too easy to roll a joint. I like the volcano, though. It's healthier for your body. I really should go back to it.
Yeah, but I was sitting next to it.
It does go through weed too fast, but that's not really a problem here in California. At least we hope it's not. In 45 days, they're supposed to close all the dispensaries. My guy says it's horseshit. He says he's not going anywhere. He says they only gave those things to 16 different people, and he said...
They already did to Michigan.
What do you mean they did to Michigan?
They just cleared out Michigan, all the medical marijuana out of Michigan, and closed down all the fucking stores.
All of them?
That's what people on Twitter have been telling me.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Really? That's crazy. Well, they have a very fresh program. It's very young. California is just so deeply, deeply ingrained. I doubt that can happen here.
That's like trying to close all the McDonald's. You know how long that would take?
We would find some place. We would find a place.
No, but I mean,
Not
think if
gonna
you
stop
said you have to
people.
close all the McDonald's, you'd be like,
Yeah.
there's one on that corner too? Are you fucking kidding me?
It's really gross, man. It's one of the grossest things about our government, the fact that they're continually going after marijuana. And there's no evidence whatsoever that it does anything bad, and yet they're letting cigarettes just slide right under the table.
Yeah.
The weeds of death. These cigarettes are killing 400,000 plus people every year, and nobody says a word. They're just sliding on through, you know, and everyone's sending jackbooted thugs to go raid medical marijuana dispensaries and take all their profits and take all their pot and make them go to court for it and never give it back to them, take millions of dollars from them. And it's amazing. It's amazing that these are basically thugs for pharmaceutical companies. So speaking of getting high and looking at ridiculous shit, this is a documentary called Kubrick's Odyssey by this guy named Jay Weidner, who believes that Stanley Kubrick faked the moon landings. Granted, he also believes there's an alien base on the moon. And he believes that's the reason why they faked the moon landings, is because they didn't want to go to the moon because there's aliens there.
Which the lesson is, just keep your beliefs to yourself until you come up with a good one. Then we're like, well, he also believes.
Well, what's fascinating about it is the theory is interesting, but what's fascinating about it is he points to the symbolism in The Shining. The symbolism in Stanley Kubrick's version of The Shining, and how that symbolism directly relates, along with numbers and all sorts of things that he changed that directly relate to Apollo, to the Apollo moon landings, including the room, the crazy room where everything happened, is the exact amount of distance between the Earth and the moon. You know, and he changed it from what it is in the book and made it the distance to the moon. You know, so and there's all this symbolism, like the boy is wearing an Apollo rocket sweater in this one particular scene. Like, I'm not doing it any justice. It's very, very detailed. And it also is detailed about the way that he believes they faked the videos of people on the moon by a thing called front screen projection, which was a technique that Kubrick used in 2001. And this technique is not perfect, but it's basically the beginning of green screen. It's what they did before they invented green screen. And this technique has a telltale, like sort of a line between the boundaries of the real front, the real screen, or the real stage rather, and then the screen behind it, which is an image, which tries to make it look like it's a vast distance, when in reality it's just a wall. And this telltale line, he shows it in all his Apollo photos. I mean, it's really kind of crazy. If you look at it, you look at the videos, you look at the photos, and you know the stills of the astronauts bouncing around the moon. You're like, that looks exactly like that. Like, this is it.
Yeah.
And to couple that with the fact that the same background exists in different Apollo moon landing missions in their background, where they were supposed to be miles away from each other. They were supposed to be in a completely different place, but yet they have the same background. There's a bunch of discrepancies about when it comes to the imagery. And he believes that people actually went to the moon, but when they got there, the problem was there was aliens there. And he points to the Clementine lunar orbiter, which took photographs of a crater, and this crater had a very distinct, like, blue dome in it. You know, take it with a grain of salt. But it's interesting. It's interesting just to watch people go deep into the rabbit hole. You know, I mean, this guy must have spent a giant chunk of his life trying to prove that Stanley Kubrick faked the moon landings, and it's pretty interesting, man. It might be 100% horseshit.
But if Stanley Kubrick, here's the whole thing I was thinking the whole time you told me that. If Stanley Kubrick faked the moon landings, don't you think he'd be pitching so much other fake shit? Like, guys, let's also fake this, and like, why would he go to make movies?
I think what the idea is that the government, according with his hypothesis, is that the government wanted to fake the moon landings, and what they did was they came to Kubrick, they explained to him why they want to fake the moon landings, and they gave him access to all sorts of scientific information. And Kubrick was a mathematical genius, and he was obsessed with space flight, and he was really into that shit. And so what they did was they gave him access to all of NASA's different, studies and NASA's different, technology, and allowed him to have like basically an unlimited budget to produce this and to produce 2001: A Space Odyssey. So he could do them sort of in conjunction with each other, and the technology that he could use in portraying 2001, he could use basically the same stuff in faking the moon landings, and they would help him and get him rich and give him access to information. And this guy's take on it is the access to information was the elites of society, the hidden, culture that runs, the hidden societies that run our government for real, and the privileged few, like in Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah.
And we know that, like, man, fucking the Skull and Bones and all these weird fucking groups that some of these shitheads get into, like the Bohemian Grove. You ever seen that stuff?
Yeah.
Where all these elites from all over the world meet in this
I heard about
Bohemian
that.
Grove.
Yeah.
They fucking sacrifice an effigy and they worship this Molech, the owl god. Alex Jones has a whole video where he snuck into Bohemian Grove and filmed all this shit. It's pretty interesting. What else is interesting is that when he made the movie Eyes Wide Shut, that was his last movie. That movie was sort of about, a lot of it was about like hidden societies, like secret societies.
Shut up.
Yeah, so he's kind
Never saw that movie.
he was a brilliant guy, and he was also a brilliant chess player. And what they think is that he did was like he hid a lot of things, symbolism and different imagery in the movie to sort of tell a story. And this guy breaks it down. Of course, it's just his hypothesis. It could be 100% horseshit.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. So see it or not, I don't give a fuck. Bert.com, ladies and gentlemen. BERT 3 times.
With an E.
And
Forward
Kreischer.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Follow him on Twitter.
I had a good time, Joe. Thanks, man.
Oh, thank you, brother. Always a good time, man. We hugged it out. Powerful Ari Shafir.
Powerful.
Just got done with doing the podcast. Good times, as usual.
Yeah, that was fun. It's always fun up here.
Probably like the 10th time? No, more than that you've done it. How many times have you
I
done
don't
it?
know, I've just done it.
We've done it 100 and how many of them, Brian?
140 or something.
140?
Something like that.
I did a few early on too, when we were just doing it on the couch.
Right,
We
the
had to
old
like
days.
lean back and pretend we're comfortable.
The couch sucked.
It's totally cool. Just share this mic.
So much smarter to use office chairs.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
when you think about it, who sits up straight all day? Poor office people.
Yeah.
Gotta use office chairs.
And that old couch you had is in my room now.
Shazam.
Yeah.
We recycle here at Death Squad.
It was blocking my other couch. I'm such a hoarder. It just blocked my other couch for like a year.
Really?
I just put it in front of the other couch.
And then what'd you do?
Eventually,
You got rid of the old couch.
I moved them so there's space for them all now.
Oh, that's all you had to do.
Yeah.
I haven't been to your place.
You should come over one day.
I
Smoke
should.
some pot.
Okay.
When's the next time we go to Hollywood? You should come
Twist
over.
my leg.
Why not?
Or arm. What is it, arm?
I got two vaporizers. I gotta give.
Do you?
Yeah.
Nice. Give one to charity?
I think I'm gonna donate to the La Jolla Comedy Store.
That's a good move.
Yes, people can have
Problem with
vaporizers.
vaporizers is those attachments. People break those fucking
They'll break them.
legs.
They'll
Yeah.
break them. And no one will ever donate a new one.
Those fucks.
Maybe I'll just give it to a
They
poor
might.
guy.
San Diego, they might.
They might say like, oh, well, we're down here. Let's get another whiff.
San Diego's having a real problem right now. They're closing down all the pot shops in San Diego.
That scares me.
Well, San Diego's super Republican. Donald Rumsfeld lives down there. Apparently, this Corona. There's the city of Corona. It's like
Yeah.
Corona Island. It's like a little peninsula. It's like one of the most wealthy towns in America. Donald
And they don't
Rumsfeld
want 'em?
lives there, and they don't want no pot anywhere near San Diego. There's a lot of Republicans in San Diego. A lot of military too.
Really?
Yeah.
Everybody loves pot though, even down there, especially down
Of course
there.
they do. Of course they do. There's conservative people down there. They just don't want it. You know, there's a lot of those fucking guys with their mustache. Well, this is in my fucking neighborhood. You know, they resist progress.
They just don't. I get that. I get when there's a dispensary like near a neighborhood and you buy some and you want to like go around the corner and smoke. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't want to smoke in somebody's yard.
It's true.
This is the problem.
Yeah, that is the problem. Yeah, that is the problem. The problem is when it's too near a residential or too near a school.
Yeah.
And some people want to argue with that. Like, yeah, how close is a drugstore to a school?
Yeah, but also not really that close, and people aren't doing stuff there.
Yeah, exactly. Very few people are in a drugstore.
Like anywhere on Ventura
actually,
Boulevard.
I shouldn't say that because they might. There's probably a lot of people that get their prescriptions and just fucking jack them right in the parking lot.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
You know,
probably.
they're like an OxyContin thing.
Probably actually that's what they normally do.
Yeah, they pop those bitches.
But anywhere on Ventura, any
Sense.
busy street, it's like, yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. But malls should have pot shops.
They should.
Yeah.
Those fucks.
Somebody's gonna make a fortune putting a pot shop in
Do
a
you-
mall.
do you
Someone's
worry-
gonna make a fortune at that. What?
Someday. Do you worry about this backlash, all the shit that's going on right now? They're trying to close pot stores.
A lot of times it gets to be really inflammatory. Like people say they're closing shops left and right. I'm like, hold on. The only news I really heard is they're sending out 16 letters.
Right.
And they're shutting down, they're giving those 16 stores 45 days, not making arrests, 45 days to shut down, and only 16 out of the thousands that are
Well,
in
you know
California.
that story. When they came for me, there was no one left.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I know it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know exactly why or what they mean when they say not operating under state laws.
Right. Yeah. Well, you have a real good point about people.
Reactionary. They
Well,
just want to like The end is near. It's
Yeah.
all the worst. Like,
That too, but also when you were talking about how they're supposed to be nonprofit.
Uh-huh. And none of them are non-profit.
No, they're making crazy cash.
Yeah. They have employees and shit like that. I get that, but
It would the
They're
real
making
change.
bank.
The real change
Which
would
they should.
be if pot was fucking free. That would be the real change. Or if you only paid enough
blew
to
my
grow
mind.
it. Yeah.
not free.
Yeah, if pot was free, that would be the real change. If
Change
everybody
my
just
life.
had pot and you just gave people things for pot, it was like some sort of weird barter system. Or you got paid to grow pot just enough so that you would
You should be able to get it at Ralph's.
be able to.
You should be able to get it at the supermarket. Why not?
Why not?
Why
Yeah.
not? Just come by.
But the idea that you could get paid just enough to justify you growing it, but you couldn't get Bentley money. Like, that's
But
one
you'd
of the
have to
things.
get, if somebody's gonna run the whole dispensary, yeah, pay them more. They don't just get just enough to get by.
Well, that's
You're
true.
running this whole thing.
That's
Take
a
$100 grand a
business.
year.
That's a business. That's the person that's running it, right?
500 grand a
What
year.
about the profit for the actual business itself?
Pocket.
How much?
Whatever you want to make with a regular business. I don't know. How much does the president of Nike make? A shitload.
Yeah.
He should. If you
Should
start
do.
Nike, go ahead. You make a
Yeah,
shitload
that
of
is
money.
a slippery slope, right? Once you give up anything, when it's really
Not for profit. What?
for what purpose anyway? But the way it's written, it is.
Any
not for profit.
medical drug is for profit.
Right. It's
So
true.
like what?
'Cause it's
Why is
a
this
plant.
not profit?
I guess the idea is to protect the
You get
reason for
tomatoes
making it
for
illegal in
profit.
the first place. Yeah, but but tomatoes aren't like profitable the way marijuana is profitable.
No.
And it's not patentable.
Yeah.
And since it's a psychoactive substance, I think they feel like anything psychoactive they have to control. And I feel like
Right.
if they have some things that are psychoactive that they control, if other ones they don't control, and I think they
Maybe.
get a little testy about that shit. And then I think pharmaceutical companies would get testy about it. I think they put a lot of pressure on politicians, and that's where all this shit comes from. It's not a result of the people. There's a White House website where you can ask in, what
Questions,
questions
yeah.
the most important question. Number one by far is why isn't marijuana legal?
At some
Number
point, it's
one.
like, quit oppressing me.
Yeah.
You know this bothers nobody.
Yeah.
This bothers nobody around me. So like, stop. Leave me alone. I'm not doing anything to anyone.
Yeah, meanies, government meanies. Cut that shit out, yo. We're hip to you. We know what's up
We've
now.
all done it.
We're all just people, stupid. Get it together, bitches.
It's like jumping in ice water.
Stay black.
Oh yeah, stay black.
Duncan Trussell, 2 fisting with fleshlights. Uno, dos. One of them he's gonna stuff up his butt.
No. That's not the proper use of these things. These are sex tools, not sex toys.
Yeah, we
And
we
you
went
gotta
over that today.
respect
There's
tools.
probably a bit in that.
Sex tools, not
Yeah,
toys.
that is
Tools,
a
not
tool.
toys. They have a purpose. They
Yeah.
do something.
Just don't do it when you open up for me. It'll kill my fleshlight material.
I won't.
All right.
Which one is
I
this?
have 10 minutes on the fleshlight now.
You do?
Oh,
I
yeah,
can see
some of my
how.
best shit.
What's this one modeled after?
I don't know.
This is
Probably
like the
vagina.
exact same video as we did last time you were here.
Oh, really?
Last
People
time,
are always like,
I gave him a flashlight too.
Yeah,
well,
you
see,
opened
this is
it
what
up.
happens. Women throw them out. That's what happens. You have flashlights laying around your house. Chicks find them, and they go, "What the fuck, Duncan?"
they
Like
need to
you're
make
cheating
it.
on
They
them.
need to make it safe. A special fleshlight safe
Yeah.
with a code. You can lock it in.
And it looks like a golf club.
Yeah.
It looks like something that
Not
you
a-
wouldn't throw out.
You need to put a pocket in it, so you can put Siri in it, and then have it be like a voice to your flashlight.
So you talk to your flashlight.
Yeah.
"Suck
Tell me
my
I'm
cock."
good. Tell me I'm good.
Oh, baby, I'm sucking your cock. I bet they will have that. I bet they'll have
Surprised they don't.
an iPhone sleeve
Yeah.
for your flashlight.
I can't believe
And
they
you just
don't.
put headphones on,
Yeah.
and you can actually even watch a video too. You can have it hooked up to an iPad as well. So you're watching a porno video on the iPad. Do you know they have a Chinese dick sucking robot? They came out with a robot.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they call it like a semen extraction device, but it's,
Oh, yeah,
it's
I see it.
essentially like this tall. It's got like a tube.
Yeah.
And it like sucks in your cock
Yeah,
somehow.
I
It's
saw
probably horrendously rude and mean. Probably feels terrible, but they have it.
Of course. I'm surprised they don't. I'm surprised that blowjob robotics isn't like a huge industry.
Well, the Siri thing's gonna change all that, don't you think?
I think so.
It's weird how everyone wants to fuck Siri. Like so many of my friends want to fuck the phone. now.
O'Brien wants Siri and Bill Gates' voice.
Yeah, not Bill Gates, Steve Jobs. I think the logical thing is to change the voice to Steve Jobs, since he died like 1 week before Siri was announced or
Right.
released.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be a robot voice? Can you adjust the voice
No,
of
he
Siri?
died the day after it was announced.
Yeah.
The
But-
day after. Like he missed, that was the first speech that he never gave, the
Yeah.
keynote speech, or whatever it was, whatever big announcement speech Tim Cook did, and then he died.
They have different
Sad.
voices in different countries, though. They have like an Australian voice and a British voice.
But you
Can you
can't.
get those?
Yeah, but I guess they don't work as good, like because it
They
doesn't
don't
detect.
understand your accent.
Yeah, and words like languages.
Weird.
Like
Wow.
Australians, like say pubs and or whatever they say.
Right. They have a bunch of different shit going on. Oh,
What kind of camera?
you're obsessed with that, huh? You're obsessed with Siri?
It's fun to play with. I want to get it.
I want one too.
But you have an droid.
It's fucking me, man. I'm
What's the
eating
matter?
my words now.
What happened?
They
I
did
thought
it-
you loved the droid, Duncan.
Yeah, what happened,
I thought you
Duncan?
were telling me it's the most amazing phone of all time.
I did.
What
and I
happened?
went around and I fucking razzed iPhone owners. And I'm like, the
Wow.
droid's better, but it sucks, man. It's like they did a software update. So now it's gone back to like an ancient voicemail from months ago. It just decided to do that. Random times, Pandora will turn on at random fucking times. And also, it reconfigured my address book, so I have problems finding phone numbers. It was a software update. Fucked everything. Fucked
Oh, I had a
everything.
software update once on BlackBerry. It killed all my numbers. I lost every number in my fucking phone. They were all garbled, jumbled, and half of them were missing. You know, they were just gone. I was like, what the fuck is this? I had to like go back to my computer and start from scratch. Luckily, I
BlackBerry's
had a
getting
backup.
fucked.
Yeah, they're done, dude. They have nothing. They have these little stupid devices with buttons on them.
Right when the new iPhone comes out, their service drops out.
Yeah. Oh, what a disaster.
Disaster.
Yeah. And then it's not just the iPhone anymore. They got that Droid Bionic now. Ooh. I saw somebody had one of those at the show this weekend. That's a fucking amazing phone.
What
man.
does it do?
And the camera, holy shit, dude. The camera has so many different options. You
Dude, the
press
new
on it,
camera beats them
macro,
all.
and
New iPhone beats them all.
looks
Period.
better, right?
No, everything, options,
says.
everything.
Really?
It has
Really?
red eye detection, has face detection, has cropping. It's got.
It doesn't have that 4.5-inch screen though, son.
Yeah.
Nah.
That big ass.
You know why they did a report of why the iPhone isn't gone to that yet? It's that the screen, there's a certain size of screen that once it gets too big, you can't do it one-handed anymore. You have to hold it with two hands, and that's the size of the iPhone's actually the biggest that you usually can get for the average person's
That
hand.
makes sense. That totally makes sense. I think it's also a battery life issue, man. Those droids, the battery lives are
Oh yeah.
atrocious.
Always out of juice. My Droid's totally out of
So you're
juice
gonna get
now.
an iPhone now?
Yeah, I want to get a Verizon
Step
iPhone.
up, use some of that comedy money. You've been fucking headlining comedy clubs now, man. You're
Yeah.
actually working.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Dude, you're out there headlining on the
The
road.
greatest.
You just all of a sudden launched yourself into a professional comic
Tim
stature.
Scally, APA, thank you. I love you.
Start off with buying a car first.
Well,
though,
you
fuck
needed
it.
one so badly, man. You needed one. You,
Yeah,
you
I know.
needed an agent. It wasn't
Yeah.
that you weren't talented. What kind of car are you gonna get? You gotta get a car.
Yeah, start with a car first.
I've thought about that.
Go around.
I've seriously
Brian, take
thought
care
of
of where
that.
you
You know,
wanna go.
yeah, I think that when I finally do get that fucking car, we're gonna have a long conversation. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'll get you to help me pick one out or something. I don't know what kind of car I want. I can't. I'm not a car guy, so it's like
Well, was that Mini Cooper too expensive? Is that what the deal was? Like the one that you had for a while?
the lease expired.
Right. Those
Yeah.
are good cars, though. Why not just get one of those?
Because they're, I've thought about it. Like I used to love Mini Coopers,
Right.
and this sounds so weird, and maybe I'm sorry to say it, but like, I think like a really nice, comfortable fucking like car. I just driving through traffic freaks me out. Driving through traffic in LA makes me think it's the end of the world. I feel like having nervous breakdowns. You look out at all these fucking shitty vans, and you feel like you're right at the first episode of The Walking Dead. Like everything's about to fall apart. So I
Right.
want some kind of giant comfort bubble.
Like a
A
Lexus.
Ford Edge.
Yeah, if I've got to go rolling through hell.
Was that what you have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, something that's just like makes you forget for a second that
Yeah,
you're.
something nice.
Yeah. So
Okay, we'll
5
talk.
years.
In 5 years?
No, I don't know how long it'll take to. I'm not going to get into debt for a car. That's the thing. I never want to
Just
do that.
lease it though. It's like $200 or $300 a month.
I don't want to lease.
Smart. They're smart, you know.
I
But,
wanna have
but-
the money to
But you
buy
don't
it.
have a car right now. You should at least get your car fixed
I got
so
a
you can drive it.
Volvo.
Why don't you get it fixed so you can drive it? They can do that,
I
you
could
know.
try that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
an
really
idea.
easy.
probably
Shut
Not
up.
everyone else on the
Really?
road does it.
Totally.
Stop
They
it.
fix cars.
You don't have to throw them away. You don't throw them away when they
anymore.
break
they're,
down.
They're all green with cars these days.
Oh, maybe I'll get it fixed.
Duncan Trussell does not have a car. He does have a car.
I have a car. I have a Volvo, 89.
What's important is Duncan Trussell is now a baller.
Yeah.
He's officially a professional comedian.
Ah.
All because of this. All because of this podcast.
Yeah.
And the Lavender Hour. It's the internet. The internet has embraced Duncan
Thank
Trussell
you. God bless you.
and given him occupation.
Thank you.
What is this? This looks like fleshlights. They must be yours.
Sweet, thank you. Let me just smuggle that with my alpha brain right here.
Just cuddle them. Just cuddle them.
So I can have lucid dreams
You know
about
you gotta
fucking
warm,
these things
you
and
gotta
remember
warm
them.
up to them. Now, do you think that your woman's gonna have any issue with those? Because we have had friends that we give them to them, and then Duncan Trussell, their girlfriend throws them away.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think mine's that kind of girl. I think she's gonna go, can I use the butt end of this flashlight for me?
Wow. Stick it up her ass?
Probably. Well, I have two, so we gotta fill
That's a
more
hell
than
of a
one hole.
fist, bro. That's like a fist of Iron Man.
It's about the. I get 1.25. So
God damn, son.
why do you think I'm with it? man?
Anyway, because you like big pussies.
I put in the man hours, man. That's
Stretched
all me.
it out?
That's all my stretch.
So that's good.
I'm
when
a
you have a
gaper, that's
baby,
my fetish.
you won't have a problem. You
Yeah.
won't have stretch problems.
It'll
once you
pop
have a
right
baby.
out when she has an accident
It'll come
downstairs.
launching out. How's the new thing? Is that supposed to be any good?
The new thing?
The Thing, the movie, John
Oh.
Carpenter remake.
Yeah, no, it looks all right.
I'm looking for a movie tonight.
Have you seen Drive?
Yes,
You like it?
I liked it. Saw it
was
with
alright.
Mrs. Rogan though. She has a bit of a problem with extreme violence.
That's a tough one to watch in mixed company.
Yeah. If I was with my friends, I probably would enjoy it more.
What did I see last night? I saw the Tower Heist with Eddie Murphy.
How was that?
It was okay. I had pretty next to nothing expectations, and I enjoyed the movie. Like, I enjoyed it. It's Eddie Murphy back to dropping N-bombs and being Eddie Murphy, and it's
Yeah.
Ben Stiller not playing Ben Stiller. He's playing a little bit different of a role, which is nice. And
it's a lot of corporate greed.
it's about the
there.
corporate guys
Yeah,
fucking
you
the little guys. so-
motherfuckers.
and then it turns into like a family-friendly comedy at the end. But other than that, it's pretty sweet.
Kevin Pereira joins us from the podcast, freshly from one of our best podcasts, I gotta say.
thank you, sir.
We've done 2 so far, and they're both fucking awesome, man. You got such a wide variety of interests and viewpoints, and you got a little bit of crazy conspiracy theorist in you, but realist along with it. It's not, you're not reaching.
A healthy dose
you know?
of a tinfoil hat is sometimes a good thing.
Have you ever sat down with Alex Jones? Have you ever had him on your show?
You know what? I tweeted out. I wanted to interview him, and I tweeted out one of his articles, and
Yeah.
and he was such a polarizing character that the backlash from tweeting that out made people not want to listen to the message I was trying to give. So I'm a little reluctant from that. But what I have seen from him at times is so far pretty interesting to me.
What about if I had him come on as a podcast? I think you would be the perfect counterpoint. Would you sit in
Happily.
with us?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we'll
That'd be
do
an
a
honor.
4-man podcast.
I'd love to.
Alex Jones here with Kevin Pereira. Kevin is from G4, Attack of the Show. Attack of the Show is a New World Order device. What they're doing is softening up the idea. It's Attack of the Show.
Yeah.
We're all friends here.
We are owned happily by NBC Universal and
Viacom,
Comcast. So hey.
General Electric, they're shooting fucking bombs. He goes Kennison on you. He's amazing.
I'd happily chat with him.
He's awesome. We
Happily
hung out
chat
with him
with
in Texas. He came to the fights. We had margaritas during the day with Alex, and then we went to the UFC that night. I didn't get to hang with him, but Joey Diaz gave him a pot cookie and put him on the fucking moon.
Oh,
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
He actually said on his show the next day that he has smoked pot with me once a year just to try it out and see if I'm into decriminalization. So
Good for him, man.
yeah,
You know.
it's true. It's true. Once a year I come into town and we smoke a little weed. I love that.
Does
guy, though.
does the polarizing nature of his character concern you in terms of aligning yourself? potentially?
No, I'm pretty much who I am. I
Right.
don't think anybody has any questions. You know, I mean, anybody who knows me, they know me from the podcast.
Right.
You're not gonna. I don't think it's confusing. I find a lot of what he says fascinating, and I don't buy into all of it, but I do buy into some of it. He's got a great video on what we're talking about tonight about provocateurs.
Oh, yeah.
We was talking about the protest, the WTO protests in Seattle, and how it was set up where these military people would come in and cause violence, and they were wearing like ski masks and shit. And
Yeah.
they were breaking windows. They were wearing fucking military issue boots, and they wound up going into a safe house, and then they get the cops negotiate with them and they let them all go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's it's so gross. He documents it in great detail.
There's videos from Occupy where people are in the crowd, they're screaming, they're trying to rile up the people on the front line as they're approaching the riot cops. The riot cops step aside after telling people you cannot go down the street, and a line of 8 of them walks right on through the police line, then they close up. And they're not arresting the dudes that walk on by, but they look like plainclothes protesters. That's already happened.
It's amazing.
It's already
how
happened.
often what is the justification? How do they sleep at night knowing that they're doing that kind of shit?
They're just doing their job, man.
That's like Nazi Germany shit, man. That's like Orwellian. It's creepy that you can get an American citizen to trick other American citizens like that.
Right, but again, we talked about desensitization. They don't see Americans. They don't see you and I potentially. They see dogs. They see rabid dogs who are uneducated and hippies and X, Y, and Z. That's what they see, and they're just getting their paycheck. They're just
motherfuckers. See, we're riled up again. This is the subject.
And I'm clutching fleshlights and Alpha Brain, so
Yeah.
clearly I'm in the right.
Undermines your credibility.
Clearly I'm in the right.
Substantially undermines your credibility. Anyway, follow Kevin on Twitter. It's PERK KPEREIRA, right?
Yeah, I gotta get an easier one than that.
Yeah, that's hard.
it's-
Pereira.
it's
You should have it
Portuguese.
spelled like Carrera, like Porsche.
Português.
Pereira. Is it Portuguese?
Yeah. I can't leave that portuguesa.
How do you say it in Portuguese?
It's,
What's the noun?
you got to say it with a mouthful of bread and angrily. then it's Portuguese. That's the only Portuguese that I know. A mouthful of octopus soup.
Is regular
and put on
Portuguese
gaudy
different
jewelry.
than Brazilian Portuguese? Is it a different
No,
way of pronouncing things?
I mean, I think there's like regional dialects and whatnot, but it's still fundamentally the same language. You just put a little spin on it.
Brazil's so strange, man. What a crazy country. They speak Portuguese and they're in the middle of South America.
Right.
Everyone around them is speaking Spanish and they speak Portuguese.
Good fighters, good
Yeah.
drinkers, good partiers.
Jiu-jitsu, my friend. Kevin Pereira, folks. That's it. Boom.
What's the meaning of life?
Try and be nice to people. Avoid eating fat. Read a good book every now and then. Get some walking in. And try to live together in peace and harmony with people of all creeds and nations.
Oh my God.
Get some walking in.
To get some
my
walking,
God.
read a book once in a while.
Be nice to people.
And how? See that?
Don't eat fat.
Did that just give you chills?
Yes.